Hey, good morning. Wanted to do a topic that's a little bit outside of the financial realm just for today, but it's just as important because it does dictate not only the amount of money that you make, but also how you make money. Like most business owners would rather just get business referred to them either by clients or by, networking partners. It's a lot easier when you're walking into the door, with an introduction already made or with a recommendation already made. It's a lot easier to walk into the door, and shine versus trying to prove yourself, through ads. Like I just looking at some people posting ads just very recently, other people in my industry, posting ads on Facebook. And because people don't trust you, because people don't know you, the reaction to the ad is either nothing, or actually I've seen some people, they're actually paying to post ads, and the reaction, the engagement on the ad is negative. Like people are making fun of them or just literally writing in the ad, "I don't trust you." So that's tough. I mean, if you're paying for an ad and people are just, going on there and kind of, posting negative comments. I know it happens, but it's just tough. So I decided to make this quick video today and talk about networking in particular and what makes networking work. Actually, I've done a fair amount of networking over the past couple of years, especially in the past 5 years. I've done a fair amount of networking, have hosted a lot of different networking events to allow people to kind of get together and also, to build my own business. If I take a look at the clients that I've onboarded so far this year, they were not as a result of ads. They were not as a result of, walking door to door. So they were really a result of my networking. And so the one word that I wanted to discuss today is the word trust. So networking, your ability to get referrals, your ability to get recommended, it's all based on trust. So I want to share at least seven different tips that allow you to build trust and grow your ability to network and receive referrals. So number one is you got to show up. And so, especially right now, we know there's COVID-19 going on. It's tough to go to a networking event. It's not the same game, but there are online networking events, available. I just take, for example, tonight, we are having a networking event. I'll post a link. We're having networking events through Zoom and allowing people to connect and share their story, share what's working for them. We are doing that online. So number one, I know right now the live networking events are not happening, but there are some online networking events that you can go in and show up and start the connection. So number one is just showing up. Showing up. Number two is the first impression. So you go to a networking event, like you drive 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you get dressed up, you want to get results out of it. And so your first impression, however you behave at that event, is everything in terms of building trust. The number one tip I would say in order to build trust is to just do things a little bit differently. When you're at a networking event, instead of just rushing to give people your business card and pitch your idea, the number one way to build trust is to just listen. So I know we've probably heard this over and over and over again, but if you want to influence people, if you want to, if you want other people to have a good experience around you, not only when you're networking, but also when you're selling, when you're presenting your product and service, you got to listen. Nothing destroys a connection like talking. Listening builds the connection. So first impression is super important. Dress up, dress your best, get some gum, get a little bit of scent, cologne, not too much. But first impression is everything. How you present yourself, is just another thing that will add and build up trust. Number three is being well documented. So being well documented for me, what does that mean? When I leave a networking event, and I have your business card, for example, the first thing that I do, either the same night or the next morning, is I go on social media. Now I have your business card. I take a look. Okay, we'll look at the quality of the card, of course. Is it nice paper? But also, I take a look. I take a look at your website, and I go on LinkedIn. More specifically, if you're interested in generating business through referrals, I go and take a look at LinkedIn. I take a look at your profile. Is it complete? Is it congruent? Is it professional? I look at all these things. I look at your header just to see the caliber or the level that you're at this particular point. And again, we're talking and sharing this because it's all in the hopes of building trust. So yeah, you come face to face, you put on a good game, but then you have to be well documented when people are going in and checking you out, scoping out your social media, your LinkedIn, your website, your Facebook. They want to see that you're there. They want to see that you are real. And one particular thing that I take a look at in order to build trust is I take a look at how long you've been in business. So how long have you been in your particular line of business? Are you switching from one business to another? All these things, we don't get into negative things. Everybody can get a fresh start and start something brand new, but it's also a trust builder. The longer you've been in your business, so the longer you've been in your business, the more trustworthy you are. So, we shared showing up, making a good first impression, being well documented. That's number 3. Number 4 is substance. So substance is, do you know your stuff? Do you know your stuff? So right now, the number one way to show that you have substance, to show that you know your stuff, is to do things very simply, like I'm doing right now. It's just post some blogs, post some videos. Create some content so that people can become comfortable, with you. People can actually learn, from you without having to pay. So all these things, sometimes people criticize them as saying, it seems like a waste of time. It's so weird and I'm not getting, the results. This is not an ad. This is a video. This is a trust builder. That's why you go in and you create written blogs. You create video blogs. I see a lot of people doing live videos on Facebook. And they're trust builders. Some of them end up being lead generation things, but you don't want to skip the steps too fast. What you're really out there to do is to just build trust, showing people that you know what you're talking about, that you're professional. It's just another step in building trust. Number 4 is consistency. We shared it in, previously when I talked about looking at your LinkedIn profile, how long you've been in business, how much are you sharing? Are you constantly sharing videos? Are you constantly posting about a certain thing? I had a meeting just a couple of weeks ago before they shut down the restaurants. We actually had a networking meeting at a restaurant right there in Trumbull, and we talked about the consistency on social media. So what you post on your personal social media. I know you might have like a Facebook business page, but you also have a personal profile. Some people take a look at that. The easiest thing to do is not only just to go on LinkedIn, take a look at your LinkedIn profile, take a look at your business page on Facebook, your Twitter account, your Instagram, but also very easy. It's easy to just go on Facebook and type in your name. Your first thing that pulls up is your personal profile. So people are looking for consistency. And again, it's all in the way of building trust. So the more consistent you are. I know I have my friend Ramon Peralta, who's like the branding specialist, had this blog that he did the other day, just teaching people to be consistent, just in image, even just the headshot that you post on the different social media accounts. He was recommended that you should have the same image on all the social media accounts, and people were questioning that, whether you should diversify your personality or do things. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you got to be consistent in order to build trust. And so you want to project the image that is going to be conducive to clients trusting you, conducive to people seeing you in the right eye. And so you want to be careful about that. So that's the consistency. And then, eventually, you get business. So you got to deliver. Once you get an opportunity to deliver, you have to be at your best. You get referred business. People trust you when they say, hey, I have this friend I want to recommend to you. So when it's time to deliver, the one thing I would say, especially if you're in the service business, if you're getting a recommendation, if you're getting a referral, you have to deliver, and you have to deliver on personal service. That's been my thing, like personal service. Whatever the client needs, you are there, or at least you have somebody there that's very qualified, competent, available to answer the questions, monitor everything, make sure the expectations are well set. Just the experience that you give to that particular client is everything. Regardless how much you know, regardless of how successful you are, the experience that a client gets from your service is the trust builder. It's the ultimate trust builder, because at the end of the day, all of these other things you're doing intentionally. When it's time to get down to it, you have to deliver. You have to give that person a good experience, and that's what's going to dictate whether or not they will recommend you to somebody else, or how will they speak about your service to somebody else. So, the last one is reputation. That's number 7. So, of course, if you deliver on all these things, you're well documented. You show up. People know you. And also people, sometimes you will meet one person they'll mention your name, or let's say you're in real estate and I'm meeting with somebody, then it's a very good thing if I'm meeting with that particular person and they mention your name. So sometimes not just knowing everybody, but also people knowing you, people speaking about, it's all about your reputation in general. So, people will believe maybe 30% of what you say about yourself, but they'll believe 90% of what others say about you. So all of these things is in the, in the goal of building trust, and it's super important for networking. So, now I know we're in a time of crisis. And I'm not trying to dramatize, everything. We have to deal with it. Here at the Business Meetup, we did structure and implement some online networking events. As a matter of fact, we have one tonight, so I'll make sure that I post it on the, not just in the comments, but on the description of the video. I'll post a link where you can register for our webinar tonight. We're having a mastermind, getting people to talk about themselves, their business, what has worked recently, maybe helping you solve a couple of problems in your business, and then we'll go on to the coaching session. More particularly tonight, I'll be covering ways to structure and present, build your business so that you can attract outside funding. It stays relevant. I know that right now, for example, in relation to the COVID-19, there's loans that the Small Business Administration made available. It's up to like $2 million of loans made available to from the Small Business Administration to small business owners in order to alleviate the economic impact of COVID-19. And, these loans have requirements. So, in order to qualify for a loan, you have to meet certain standards. And so I want to discuss that tonight. Some people have criticized the whole idea of getting loans in a moment like this. Well, if it's not loans, then you want to attract investors. You want to attract equity investors, people that actually believe in your business, invest in you in order for you to grow your business. So tonight we will be covering that particular topic. You have to register for it. You'll get the link to join the Zoom webinar. You'll also get an email to download our new app, which is used to network. So, I don't want to cover too much. I wanted to just focus on trust. So networking is all about trust. There's 7 different ways that you can do that. If you want to hear more, of course, just join us at the Business Meetup. If you're not on the email list, you can get on the email list, or just very simply, if you've never attended one of the events, you can just click on the link and join us for the Zoom webinar tonight. That's it. Hopefully you're doing well. Bye-bye.